We checked the weather and decided it was a great window to leave Shelter Bay for a 24-hour sail to Bocas del Toro.
We had our friends Tracey and Vanessa with us, who had come all the way from Florida to join us for this trip to Bocas.
So we've left Shelter Bay Marina about 25 minutes ago. We're just on the inside of the breakwater wall. We've contacted the Cristobal signal station, and they've just advised there's a ship coming in, and can we wait until they've entered the breakwater entrance and then we can follow out behind them. So we're going to do that. We're just going to go slowly towards the breakwater entrance and then make our way out, and hopefully we have a great sail to Bocas. There's a nice breeze at the moment, blowing 14 knots. There will still be a bit of a swell, and but still I think it should be a great sail, and in 24 hours time we should be there.
The first few hours passed quickly. We had our main and Genoa out and made great progress. Before we knew it, the sun was starting to set, and we had a seabird choose our boat as its resting spot for the night.
He took his position right behind the helm station and was not one bit bothered by us being there.
I've had my hand right at his feet. He doesn't do anything, so you can go closer.
He looks so soft.
So I say, you want to just tickle him a little bit, eh?
No, I don't.
Just like a little...
I don't want him to leave.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning and we're getting closer to Bocas del Toro. The wind's dropped a little bit. We've got 11 knots of wind to 12 knots of wind. We're doing about 5 knots of boat speed. Had a couple of visits from dolphins, and it's been a beautiful night. Lots of stars. We've had a fantastic moon which has just gone over the horizon, so it's gotten quite dark now, and Claire's just about to come on watch and she will get to watch the sunrise.
The bird stayed the whole night.
Got a flying fish, and we've got a friend bird just on the reef back there. We're going to feed the flying fish to the bird.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Oh. Later that morning we had a huge pod of dolphins come and play. They stayed for about half an hour. It was so amazing to see them up close swimming and interacting with each other. We can even hear their squeaks to each other.
Oh look, there's some more out there, guys. Look, look.
Oh, they're all coming! Did you see how high they jumped?
What is this?
We did, I missed it!
There comes another one. There's a whole load coming.
Mommy, look! Oh my god, this is amazing! Look, one like this one.
It's the ones from far away that jump the most. Yeah, watch in the distance.
Oh yeah!
Oh, as far as I can see, look, they're right behind. My goodness. Oh, here's a baby, guys.
Dolphins may swim alongside boats to state their curiosity. The wake generated by a boat creates a strong disturbance on the water surface. The dolphins often feel the need to investigate.
Dolphin spotting was high up on Tracey's wish list. We were so happy that this huge pod came to say hi to her.
There's so many behind us as well. Here comes another one racing in.
Oh
So a slight change of plan. We realized that we weren't actually going to make it all the way to Bocas del Toro because now we've got the wind on our nose. So we've opted to change our destination to the Zapatilla Islands. These are 2 islands directly on the bow now. First sight of land, well, we had sight of land a couple of hours ago, but there's Bocas del Toro. We're coming into the first couple of islands where we're going to drop anchor for the night. The sea's flattened out considerably, so we're looking forward to a nice, comfortable anchorage.
We arrived just in time to take the dinghy to shore for an evening walk and a sundowner on the beach.
The Zapatilla Islands are very similar to the islands in the Sandblast, except they have a lot more vegetation. These islands are important breeding grounds for the endangered hawksbill turtles, who come and lay their eggs on these beaches. When a turtle has laid its eggs, the rangers come and cordon off the nest so that the eggs are protected before they hatch. Can't we get round?
No.
They're rocks.
There's literally, you'd have to be able to go from
0 to hero.
this height.
I've got a
Coconut, yep,
I've got that for you to open for us for a snack. You can see his face.
My best friend.
Nathan and I worked hard on opening a coconut for a snack with our drinks.
The next day, after a snorkel, we lifted anchor and headed through a Coral Key channel into the labyrinth of reefs and mangrove islands, which make up Bocas del Toro.
The name Bocas del Toro means mouth of the bull, probably due to its shape. The Bocas del Toro archipelago has 9 main islands, 52 cays, and hundreds, maybe even thousands of islets, with coral reefs and mangroves all around them.
Considered the Galapagos of the Caribbean, Bocas del Toro has all of the following ecosystems: tropical lowland rainforest, hardwood and swamp forest, savanna-like pastures, limestone caves, marshes, streams and rivers,
Beaches and seagrass beds, rocky pools, coral reefs, and mangrove forests, making it one of the most biologically diverse places on Earth. We dropped anchor in a quiet little cove, and we all couldn't wait to get the paddleboards out to explore.
Wow, that looks gorgeous.
We were again treated to another stunning sunset.
Okay, so at the moment on Navionics we're about to go into a part of the chart that actually says unsurveyed. As you can see, it's shaded white. You can't see anything that's going on there, although we do already know that navionics isn't 100% accurate. And then if you have a look at the Eric Bauhaus charts over here, we're currently sitting in there in the big blue, so we're sitting between 2 pages of his book essentially. So in totally uncharted navigational area, navigating by depth sounder and then by this satellite image in his book. So I know where we are at the moment. We're just passing through this little channel over here, and we're going to go up through the gap to Red Frog Marina.
The Gap is a narrow channel which connects Hospital Bight to Almirante Bay.
As we entered the gap, we started seeing more and more houses, all with docks.
Boats are the only way to get around this area, and the islands have no roads, so waterfront property is almost essential.
We proceeded very slowly and kept close eye on our depth.
This was the easiest docking ever. There was absolutely no wind or current, and being situated in the mangroves, there is zero swell, so we hardly even had to put out any lines.
Once tied up, we went to go and explore Bastimentos Island.
The marina is part of Red Frog Resort. This resort comprises of houses and apartments which you can buy or rent. The properties are spread out around the island and linked by small roads. There are no cars on this island. The only way to get around is by golf buggy, bike or foot. We loved walking on the paved roads, admiring the wildlife along the way.
We were desperate to see some surf.
As we were staying in the marina, we were allowed access to the beach club.
The club has a great position overlooking Tortuga Beach.
We absolutely loved the pool and had so much fun playing in the waterfall.
After lunch, we wanted to surf, so we made our way to Red Frog Beach.
Too deep down there, I'm gonna go more down there.
Okay, well, wherever. The beaches in Bocas are incredible, wild, beautiful places. I found myself walking for miles, looking at the beautiful driftwood that had washed up and listening to the waves and wildlife.
After a great day and night in Red Frog, we moved on to Starfish Beach. We had heard there were hundreds of starfish located here, so we couldn't wait to see them.
The beach is a popular tourist destination and had a lot of great beach bars located on the shores.
Sadly, whilst we were there was very few starfish. We were not sure if they had gone, but they had moved on. Perhaps if they don't come back, they may have to rename the beach.
Well, if you think about it, that main touristy restaurant We took a long walk along the beach, passing some local houses along the way and listening to the birds.
Yeah? Does it?
Like he's like got a distance, and then when you take one step forward, yeah, it's like that. Look.
And then you go back to the beach, you reverse to the beach, so you know that's the furthest you can
All too soon, it was time to take Tracey and Vanessa back to Shelter Bay for their flight home. We were not as lucky with the wind, and sea stayed for the way home, as the wind was blowing on the nose, which meant we had no sails up, and we had to use the engines all the way back. The trip took much longer than planned, but we still had loads of fun playing heads up and other games along the way. I'll do another one.
We had a great time with Tracey and Vanessa, and even though the conditions were not great, they always had smiles on their faces.
They were both so strong and resilient, both having fought and survived cancer in the past. After she recovered from cancer, Tracey vowed to travel as much as she could and see the world. She had been all over the world and had told us so many amazing stories of the places she had visited. The reason for her joining us on this trip was because she had dreams of her own of one day owning a boat and sailing the oceans. Little did we know, this was to be Tracey's last adventure. Shortly after she returned to the US in February, Tracey found out her cancer had aggressively returned. Vanessa informed us that she passed away on the 4th of April, 2 months after being on board with us. We remember how she loved seeing the dolphins on her trip, and now whenever dolphins play on the bow, we can't help thinking of her.
Tracey's friends and family are keeping her memory alive by encouraging everyone that knew her to live like Tracey.
enjoy every minute of your life and travel to all the places you always wanted to go.
We feel honoured to have known Tracey, and we'll definitely be taking her memory with us to all the places we visit.
So remember, life is short, live your story.